Level 76 fletching. We also scored ourselves a lamp that will pop on Hunter, and this will actually push us over the mark and get us to level 24 Hunter. Only 3 levels left. Level 90 woodcutting. We were so close after hitting that level 80 fletching mark that I thought we'd push it over the line. We can now chop redwood trees, and that is the grind completed, finally. We can actually move on to magic trees now, and we can get the magic shortbow that we've been chasing after, which should speed up our smithing grind immeasurably. So just before we head over to snag ourselves one, hello everyone and welcome back to episode 19 of the TirannwnOnly Ultimate Ironman. If you remember last episode, we left off at level 5 smithing, on our way to get level 70, and it's an extremely slow grind. So to speed it up a bit, I figured I'd try and get myself a magic shortbow and see if it makes a difference. We've been chopping for about 120 hours now, so I think it's about time that we claim our reward. Here we are, back in Lita with the magic shortbow. So I also finished up a quick trip with the magic logs, and it takes about 20 minutes for a trip, and it's probably only worth about 5 to 6k. But the bow looks fantastic, and look at the stat difference. Honestly, this is so much easier to obtain than the crystal bow every single time, and if we really wanted to make it strong, we can just buy rune arrows from the archery store. But we've got ourselves a nice stockpile of iron arrows, so we'll just use that. I'm just going to go back to chopping some magic logs for a bit, just to test out what kind of money maker it's like in comparison to the yew trees. Okay, so we're back after a few trips of magic logs, and my conclusion is that they're not as good as yew trees. Whilst they're a heap more AFK, you know, they're good for my mobile or good for my laptop, the actual GP an hour is substantially less just due to the fact that I'm using a steel axe and I can't chop magic logs at the rate I can chop yews, so we'll just keep chopping yews when we want to make money, and if we're looking for something decent to AFK, then we'll move on to magic trees because it actually works out quite well. But for now, I think it's time to get back to the smithing grind. We snagged ourselves that magic shortbow we were chasing after, we managed to get a few hunter levels, and now it's back to get level 15 smithing so that we can move on to skeletons and get ourselves ever so closer to finally finishing off this grind and moving on to hunter. I touched on it briefly last episode, but these herb drops from zombies are insane. So this will actually net us level 14 herb lore. This part of the grind was actually completely unexpected, and I'd say it's easily saved us at least 100 to 200 hours of farming the Eye of Newts from the zombies. So hopefully we can hit level 22 and skip attack potions straight to restore potions. And that's the first bit of ore of the day, tin ore from a zombie. Only been about 20 minutes, so we're actually going pretty well for that. It's only been about 2 hours on this trip so far, and we've almost got a full invent. Now, while it's actually taken quite a while, in comparison to some of the trips last episode, like the 6-hour trip, this one's actually been pretty good. So as long as we don't hit any dry streaks like that, I think we'll do this in a reasonable amount of time. There we go, just finished up the first trip for level 6, smithing. 9 levels to go now, so we're going to keep knocking them off, hopefully short and sweet, just like that one. About 2.5 hours for that trip, so it's looking pretty good. Just missed it, but that's our first level down, level 73 range. The magic shortbow is actually making quite a difference. We're probably getting an extra 20 to 30 kills, but the bigger difference I notice is in killing the level 24 zombies, as it makes safe spotting a lot easier, and we can actually last under here without needing to go back out for food. Just about to score ourselves another herb lore level, level 15. Thank God, this piece of copper ore is amazing to see. It's actually been quite a while since we've received a drop, and we've hit about the 5-hour mark on this trip, so hopefully we can wrap it up sooner rather than later. Just scored ourselves level 74 range, and this will be level 16 herb lore. Only a couple more to go. Last bronze bar of the trip, and that brings us 2 experience off level 7 smithing. Was really hoping to get a level this time. I decided to pop the MSB away for a bit and pull out the halberd for level 64 defense. We're absolutely steaming through this trip. It's only been a couple hundred kills, and we've almost got ourselves half an invent. I missed level 7 as I was on my laptop and didn't have the chance to record it, but we're just going to smith up this inventory. This one just took just over an hour, and honestly we blitzed our way through it, so if we keep these up, we'll have this smithing grind done in no time. That is what you like to see. Another trip completed in, yeah, look, an hour and 15 minutes we've been logged in at under here, so absolutely ploughing through it at the moment. Level 8 smithing achieved, we're now 1/3 of the way there. Level 72 hit points. Although this grind is actually taking a while for the smithing level, the herb lore, the range, the defense, the hit points, the prayer, all the other forms of experience are fantastic, and it's all stuff we'd have to train up to get ready for Zulrah anyway. Oh no. Oh. I accidentally clicked the level 13 zombie and I didn't think twice about it. He's just dropped a copper ore. I mean, look, in the grand scheme it's not a big deal, but I like to have those perfect trips, you know, 6 of each. I could drop the MSB. Oh, I don't think it's worth it. I'll just pick up the copper ore and we'll just go and smith it, and we'll keep an extra 2 for the next trip. Level 17 herb lore. So instead of wasting away in the underground pass, I am trying to leave where I can to try and force spawn random events and get some farming experience so we can get to 27 as soon as possible. Unfortunately, this is the second Torvesta in a row we've received without any genies or imps. And that is a totally original joke brought to you by Turtletale and only Turtletale and no one else. Whack this bad boy in the furnace, and there we have it. Level 9 smithing achieved. Phew, okay, 6 more to go. Not again, damn it. I think the Sandwich Lady is actually the most common random event I have on the account. I seem to get her at least 2 to 3 times more than anything else. And there she is, level 20, farming. It's been a while since we've achieved one of these levels, but we're finally back on the farming grind. After chopping all those yew trees at the beginning of the episode, we got ourselves an extra 4 apple tree seeds. So I'm getting keen to try and plant those and get these levels as soon as possible. And that is level 75 range. If we ever do go for the blowpipe, we can now equip it. But just to clarify real quick, because I know a lot of people always ask about the blowpipe, I'm not actually going to go and complete Tourist Trap unless the blowpipe is 100% necessary for something like Song of the Elves, and I can't get past a certain stage without it, but it shouldn't be necessary. And apart from that, the Crystal Implings in Prifddinas do drop darts quite commonly, and apparently there's some nice routes that you can take to try and farm them efficiently. So I'll probably be doing that once I get into the Crystal City, just so I can say I have a blowpipe and I can use it, plus it'll be really good for late game range training. 4 more levels to go. And that's the last piece of copper ore for double-digit smithing. Here we go, we're going to make ourselves some extra daggers, and level 10 smithing achieved. Double digits, 5 more levels to go. We're just getting closer and closer with every hour, so I'm just holding on and we'll get there soon. And that is level 56 prayer. It still blows me away how many levels we're managing to get with just normal bones, but I reckon towards the end of this grind we'll be pushing level 60, and by the time we're ready for Song of the Elves we could be hitting even level 70 prayer just off normal bones. This trip only took about 2 hours, looking pretty good, and we got 1 more to go for level 11 smithing. Oh, it's been a little while. Mr. Genie, how you going? I'll take that lamp off your hands. Oh, it's the first one after a little while, and we've been force spawning a few of these events where we can, but this lamp just brings us ever so closer to level 27. If we can get a little lucky, by the end of this smithing grind we could actually have 27 hunter and it'll be timed perfectly, but that's 250 hunter experience for us right there, and we have 1 more lamp to go until we hit level 26 hunter. Level 73 hit points. And that is the final dagger for level 11 smithing. I'm going to call it a night as it's been kicking my butt today. I've just been in a bit of a rut lately, but I'm happy to have that level as it means there's only 4 more to go. So I've just got to keep powering on and hopefully I'll get there soon. So you may think this joke is getting old, but I'm sure not. That's level 69. Level 20 Herblore achieved. That means we can now clean Harrowlanders. It's our first step towards making restore potions, and it should speed up our current XP an hour, as zombies seem to drop Harrowlanders like they're nothing. So I was correct about the Harrowlanders increasing XP an hour. It's gone from about 75 XP an hour to 150. So it's not actually a terrible herblore method for the early game on this account, and it should push us through to, I reckon, 24 to level 25 by the time we finish this grind. Just knocked ourselves out level 70 defense, which is a great level because now we can equip the crystal shield, and I'll use that in conjunction with the Iban's staff to have our new best melee setup for training attack. What did I tell you? She's back again. This should get us... Oh no! 1 experience off level 12 smithing. That's devastating. Oh, okay. We're going back in and we're going to get that level. Came out here to score myself a random event, but it doesn't look like one's going to spawn. So instead, I'll take the level 21 herblore. I waited an extra 5 minutes in hopes one would spawn. Not what we're looking for, so see you later. Bit over an hour later, we got ourselves a copper and tin ore. Superheat those two for level 12 smithing. So here we go, level 22 herblore achieved. Finally. So that means we completely skip the need for Eye of Newts and Guam leaves for attack potions, and we can go straight onto stat restore potions with the red spider eggs. It's fantastic to have that ticked off, and like I said earlier, I reckon it's easily saved us 100 to 200 hours worth of grinding, so I'm happy that we're able to incorporate that into this smithing grind and make the most of it. Took about 10 hours for this level, but level 76 ranged. Level 13 smithing. Now it's not the only level we have prepared for this clip. We'll just smelt these last 2 bars and we'll move on to bury these bones for level 57 prayer. These prayer levels are taking the better part of 20 to 30 hours to get completed, but I'm happy to be achieving them as we're going to need every single prayer point we can for both Zora and Song of the Elves. Can't believe I just missed it, but level 23 herblore. We're still smashing these levels out. Level 14 smithing. We went incredibly dry for this level, but we only have 1 more to go, so let's do it. Level 77 ranged achieved, and also a total level of 1125. Looking pretty nice. Second XP random of the grind, pop that onto Hunter, and 375 experience later, we have level 26 Hunter. At the very least, we have 4 more genies to go. We're so close to finishing this year-long grind. Level 24 herblore. You know, I keep calling this the smithing grind, but really it's the herblore grind feat smithing. Happy to have that level. Here it is. 150 hours of killing zombies has all come together for this. 1 more scimitar to go for level 15 smithing. We finally achieved it. We can now smelt iron ore and make iron daggers. That is exactly what we're after. So we still have such a long grind ahead of us to get to level 30 before the XP an hour actually becomes anywhere that's half decent. But I'm happy to have that knocked out and we can finally graduate and move on to skeletons. Whoa, that is sensational. And I couldn't imagine doing this without the anvil. Thank you so much, ModEd, for making this somewhat bearable. So it's time to clear up some invent space before we go and burn through this fishing bait. We alked the magic shortbow, and now it's time to say goodbye to the dragon halberd. 286k, not too shabby. We've got ourselves a new melee setup on the way soon. I'm so happy to have that zombie killing grind over with now and to have that ticked off the list. Level 22 herblore, level 15 smithing, level 57 prayer, we're pushing level 60. The levels are looking amazing just from that and completely unexpected for most of them. So for now we're just going to burn through this fishing bait. It'll take us just short of level 80 cooking and level 78 fishing, so we're looking pretty damn good in that regard. I'm also hoping to get enough XP randoms whilst I'm here to push me through to level 27 hunter, so once I hit that 30 smithing milestone I can jump straight into the hunter grind. But I think that'll have to wait for the next episode. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'm sorry that this took so long. It's been a really tough month for me and we've had some devastating news. But I just wanted to say thank you all so much for the support and for your kind words. It means the world to me, so thank you all so much for that. And I really hope I've given you guys something to enjoy. I'm going to be hard at work over the next month, making up for the time that I've missed, but like I said, thank you all so much. I'll see you guys next time.